Is your body cam activated? Okay, my camera's activated live for YouTube, all right? Okay, this time I'm asking, you're mandated by the law to provide your badge number and name, sir, upon request. I need your badge number and name, sir.
The freedom to protest is in the First Amendment. Well, sort of. Let me explain. First of all, you have the freedom of speech. You can say what you like, as long as you're not threatening anyone with violence. Then you have the freedom to assemble. But let's not forget, you can do a one-man protest if you like. And then you have the right to petition your government for a redress of grievances. What that means is, you can bellyache. All of these things are part of the First Amendment, as well as freedom of press, to press on, press harder, press now. And you also have the freedom of religion. You can pray to any god, or no god. You can be an atheist in America. Let's go ahead and check out this video by Scott. See how it plays out.
So yes, sir. Keep in mind, sir, I have the right to protest under the freedom of speech. This is a bus stop, publicly accessed sidewalk area right here. I violate no laws, sir. I am protesting the Shake Shack restaurant.
You're all good to do that, sir. So my name's Officer Gadaki, badge 3627.
All right.
Reason for the stop, reason for the interaction is because I was sitting over in the Walmart parking lot, and from where I was looking, it looks like you were soliciting because we have a solicitation problem.
No, sir. No, sir.
I'm just going by with what my observations are, okay?
Correct.
From my vantage point, where I was stationary, it looked to me that you reached into a vehicle, which...
He gave me a Bible tract.
Let me ask you guys something. Why does this cop care that somebody gives this man money? People give money to people all the fucking time. People give money to politicians all the time. Why does he care?
He gave me a Bible tract, asked me did I want water. Asked me did I want water.
That's fine, man. But you're carrying a sign.
Correct.
So, from where my vantage point was at, it looked to me that you were accepting donations from him. Right?
Okay. But
Does that make sense?
You can say whatever you want, sir.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I see people right down here every day, right? When I go to work and come back, panhandling right in the middle of that intersection. I see none of you guys stop them at all. None of them.
Okay.
All day. That's what they're doing.
Okay.
But I'm telling you that I'm in.
What's the whole? I'm just curious.
I'm in legal right. That's what
Absolutely.
it is. They got
What's
mice. They got mice droppings in there. The guy yesterday, Kyle, told him to serve the lettuce and the onions anyway because we weren't wasting it. It's spoiled. So when I spoke up, sent a message to corporate, I got fired yesterday because I spoke up about it.
All right, that's making more sense.
You know what I mean? So when I spoke up, I speak up. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I'm not afraid. So when you say something that they don't like, then they let you go.
You ever been fired from a job? Imagine getting fired from a job for letting them know they're doing something wrong. And then the next day you go out there to record, to expose them, and they call the cops on you. What is this world coming to?
You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's the way it is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I'm telling you, I'm not out here panhandling either. You can read my sign and see what it says.
Like I said, it looked to me like you were.
Right.
But I'm reading the sign, and literally what you are saying is happening. By any chance, can I get your identification?
Negative, sir. Unless I'm under arrest or being detained, I do not wish to provide identification at this time. Under law, I do not have to, sir.
Outstanding. That's how you refuse to ID, folks. You see this cop try to sneak that in there?
Okay.
My name is right on the bottom of the sign. You can take that. Right at the bottom there.
Okay.
But I do not wish to provide identification because under law, I do not need to unless I'm being arrested or detained for a crime or in reasonable suspicion that I'm about to commit one or committing one.
Okay. So, are you by any chance trespass from Shake Shack or no?
I have no idea, but it doesn't matter. This is public sidewalk and I'm on Shake Shack property, so it makes no difference, officer.
I'm just asking questions.
I mean, I have no idea. You might want to ask them, did they call you?
I saw you when I drove by. You were sitting there in the bus stop, right? You were writing something
Correct.
on this.
Right.
So, because of the solicitation problem we have in this area, I further investigated to see what was going on.
We have a solicitation problem in the area. We can't be having people with money, giving people without money, money. This is a problem. In this country, you are not allowed to help someone, especially if they ask you for it. What kind of sick mentality is that?
But I just think it's funny that I never see them bother them homeless guys that's over there in between the sections over there that are there all day and night.
You're not there right now.
They will be, I'm sure, because they're there every day when I go to work and when I leave.
Okay. All right.
But let me ask you a question, officer, on YouTube Live. So I'm not soliciting or panhandling, but if I'm holding this sign and somebody gives me $1, you tell me that's illegal? I didn't ask them for nothing. You're saying that's illegal, right? I don't have nothing on my sign that says, can you help me out? I'm homeless. Can you give me some money? But if somebody offers a donation of $1 or $5, I'm not allowed to accept it. Is that what you're saying?
From the way the law is written, yes.
The law is written that you cannot ask for money, right? I'm not asking for anything. My sign says nothing about money.
But if you walk into the roadway, right?
Uh-huh.
And you walk up to the vehicle and take the money,
Uh-huh.
there's the...
So that's illegal, you're telling me?
You can't just walk in the middle of the roadway. Right?
Well, you're not in the middle of the road. You're on the sidewalk.
You're on the sidewalk. What I'm saying is you can't walk into the roadway where you're at right here, right?
Right,
If you want
yeah.
to walk into the crosswalk right there, by all means, yeah. But if you're right here where you're at, where you're standing, and you turn around and you walk to a vehicle in either the first, second, or third lane, then yes.
I mean, I guess what I don't understand is why this cop is being so petty. You can't be in the roadway. You can't ask for money. You can't trespass. This cop brought his fishing pole to work today. Luckily, this man knows his rights. He's making this cop look real stupid right now.
Oh, I don't go to the first, second, or third lane. I think this first lane right here is available, though, accessible. You know what I mean? So if somebody would offer me a donation in this first lane, I'm quite sure there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm not asking for any money because you read my sign. You don't see nothing on there about homeless. Can I get some money? Can I get $1? You don't see nothing about that, officer, at all. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, though, if they do have something to say about it, I sure hope
It's freedom of speech,
I sure hope you can let them know that I'm not in violation of the
They
law.
didn't call, and I don't know if they will or not.
So their property line, I'm sure, runs about in front over there where the sidewalk is, but they rent this building, so they don't own it. The landlord owns it. But it is their property and them standards over there. But if I go to the front over there, out further out where those cars are leaving, I don't think they own that area. Because I need to do a live YouTube video to the front of the Shake Shack.
What are you talking about?
Like out further there where they don't own.
So you're talking like in the middle of the parking lot?
But somewhere around there, yeah. You can do a live YouTube video on their shore from there. Because it's not their property. You know what I mean?
As long as you are not impeding the flow of traffic, I don't see an issue in that.
Correct. And also there's a second business next door to theirs that isn't even open. So I'm sure I could stand there too because nobody owns that business and it's not open. They don't own it. So if you are trespassed and they own that property, then you can't just entirely walk on their property only. You know what I mean?
No, I think you're good.
I'm pretty sure of it. I study the law myself sometimes. You know what I mean? You got to know what's going on around here.
I get it, man.
I know you made contact with me. That's why you pulled over here. I seen you. At first, I thought they might have called you, though.
No, nobody called. Like I said, from my vantage point, and look, you get what we're talking about?
No, he said you want a Bible track and some water. I'm like, I'm good. I got a Mountain Dew in my pocket, you know. I said, but I'll take the Bible track, you know. But he didn't say like you want $20 or $5. He said, would you like a little short Bible track and a water? And I'm like, I got a soda in my pocket. I'm all right now, you know. But I guess you can, since you're here, you can inform the other officers too that I'm not violating the law in any way. I'm sure. You know what I mean?
No, so if you're gonna stand here and you're gonna protest whatever went down at Shake Shack, by all means, that's your right to do so. Obviously, if you do by any chance do go to Shake Shack or
Hold up. So, everything that you're saying goes without saying. You see what I'm saying? So what you're saying doesn't need to be said.
on their property, then we might be having a conversation again.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. Yeah.
If you're just where you are right here and you're on public property, I know there's no issue.
And like I said too, officer, the second door is there in the front. There's no business open there. All right.
Yeah, by all means, you can. Like I said, whether or not they call is going to be a whole other story.
They probably will call, but unfortunately, I would hope you guys take a sworn oath. So I hope you guys would tell them that unfortunately he's not on your property and he's not trespassing.
We'll deal with that when the time comes.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense, yeah.
Because right now, you're not in handcuffs, right?
Well, I couldn't be because I haven't committed a crime.
What I'm getting at is
Right.
you're peaceful protesting on the sidewalk, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're not soliciting.
Right.
So there's no need for me to get your identification.
Right.
But I can't ask.
Yeah, you
Right.
can ask, but the law states that unless I'm being detained or under arrest, I don't have to
Well,
provide
no,
it.
not for a peaceful protest, man.
Correct.
That's what's going on.
Right. Unless you can articulate or speculate a crime I'm committing or about to commit, then you can detain me. You know what I mean? For that.
Well, you're not committing anything.
Right.
So,
Officially, technically at this time too, I have not been trespassed from the Shake Shack property. So until I receive verbal or written notice by you or them, therefore I'm not
you're
trespassing.
able to go back in.
Right. Until that notice comes. You
You got any
know.
questions for me or anything else?
Yeah. I'm sure they'll be calling you at some point. You know.
Well, we'll deal with that one when the time comes.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, listen, like I said, you're free to do whatever you got to do here. You're not soliciting or anything else, but so you're able to protest and do what you have to do.
All right.
You got anything for me?
No, that's it. Thanks.
All right, man.
All right. Thanks.
What's the YouTube channel? Then?
It's under my name on the bottom down there.
Oh, it's under your name.
Yeah.
I see.
Down the bottom. That's why I got to get the video from the front or the side so I can post it to YouTube. You know, I'm just trying to let the people here know in the vehicles that are pulling it into Shake Shack, what they don't. Huh?
When's our conversation going to go on?
Today or tonight, yeah. But I'm see. The only thing I'm saying is these people here, they don't get to see the back like I saw. All right.
They only see the food
They see the
and everything else
clean
that's going
front. So I'm trying to tell them that I worked there and I got fired because I spoke out. Of course, the managers will say it altogether something different because it could be discrimination, harassment. They're not going to say they fired for that reason because you spoke up. You know, I mean, but they don't get to see the roaches in the coolers, the mice droppings. They got rice traps in there. You know what I mean? The dirty onions that he's told us to serve yesterday, the lettuce that's all spoiled and brown, and we don't have any more lettuce to serve that one. These people are going to get sick out here. 6 people got sick already that worked there. And he's saying, oh, yeah, there's been 14 customers complain already. They're like, oh, well, we can't do anything but come
for a short period of time.
2.5 months, and I've been here too, you know? But, I mean, I'm just saying, it's a shame, right? You got to go to this situation, but it's just the way it is, you know? Because, I mean, people got to know these cars are pulling in here to Shake Shack. You know what I mean? They got to realize what's really going on in the back that they can't find out. To eat these sandwiches, they might look
The
delicious.
only way they're going to find out what's going on in the back is obviously you.
Me
I don't
too.
think anybody else is saying anything.
Right. Me to tell them, you know?
All right. Well, listen, man. Like I said, you're all good to go.
All right, yeah.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. All right.
First of all, let me just say that I wish more people would do this. I don't want to go eat somewhere where there's cockroaches running around the damn lettuce, especially if you're going to get fired for speaking up. Hell no. I'm going to go ahead and drop this guy's original channel link in the description and in the pinned comment. This guy does sound like a friend of mine. I can't say for sure if it is or not, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But I will be dropping this channel link in the description and the pinned comment. I'd like you guys to go over and subscribe, show them some support. And I guess this gives us something to think about. First and foremost, you should always record your police interactions. It could save your ass. Secondly, if you're going to protest outside your previous employment, you might want to know what your rights are. Sometimes I ask people if they know the First Amendment, and they're like, yep, it's freedom to protest. Yes, but no, unless you understand it like this. There are 5 fundamental freedoms in the First Amendment. You have the freedom of speech, press, religion, assembly, and petition. And freedom of protest falls under speech and petition because you can bellyache to your government. And you have the right to assemble with other people to protest, or you could just be a one-man protest if you like. An assembly is like going to school, church, or having a backyard barbecue. There's nothing illegal about that. It's important that you guys know what your rights are, because when you need them and you don't know them, you're going to be screwed. And with that being said, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Have yourselves a blessed day. Always record the police. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.